Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're playing Vertical Drop Heroes HD. This is one of the games that I've gotten since I started my YouTube channel. I've gotten it for free, not because I'm a video game critic or anything, but simply because it was either free on Steam, Humble Bundle, Twitter, something like that. Things open to the general public, but because I got it for free, I'm not so invested in it. So I'm going to give it 30 minutes and see if I want to play it anymore. Now this one's going to be a weird one because it's a procedural kind of roguelike game of some sort, and so maybe there would be reasons to play it for 30 minutes if there's a roguelite element where things get unlocked and some sort of progress is made between each gameplay, or if it's a strict roguelike game where all progress is reset when you die and you just have to start over again. That's less than interesting. It's a 2014 game, as you can see by the copyright, but inherently it has some bugs even before I launched the game. For instance, there's a press preview option when you load the game, and I tried to run that and it just says the application is missing. I don't know why that would be the case. Not being recognized as the press by anybody, really, even though I guess technically I am. I've never seen any other game that had press previews or anything like that on Steam. I know there are some press review accounts you can get if you're very big and important for Steam, but I certainly don't have one of those. The controller support seems nice, but then the mouse support is missing. Like, right-clicking and left-clicking doesn't do anything, so why is there a mouse on the screen in the first place? Or at least it doesn't do anything over there, but it does do something over here. So there's this reverse crawl ad, but the Steam edition logo that's on top doesn't go away. And then there's this Halloween theme that before I installed the free Halloween theme, it said you need this DLC for it to work, and they put that text there, and then the text would never go away, or the standard. However, the Halloween theme, even though we're in November now, or this is airing in November at least, while that's free, there is also a $2 right now piece of DLC to unlock things that you're supposed to unlock when you beat the game. Let's start playing. Press spacebar to start to continue. How about I press A instead? So I guess we need to pick our character, or we can re-roll with this. So the probably right move to do is to figure out who we want to play as. Like, this guy has mega jump and a lot of health, so Black Bane seems like he's probably a good person to start with. None of them seem to be have anything special. So we're at the Temple of Knowledge. Ask me about daggers. The text is a little too small. I'm a monk of knowledge, and I will be your guide. This is a temple. You begin your grand adventure. Press start to continue, or just press A. Okay, so if you have any coins, you can purchase permanent upgrades from this temple. Why not visit the temple residence now and see what they have to offer? So, daggers. You're blessed with the daggers ability. Throw daggers in both directions, each dealing 50% of your damage. Blacksmith. He is the one who hammers and makes better weapons for 25 coins. And I like how games put the moves in the background. You might as well in most games, unless you're trying to be really serious. Boil strange exotic herbs and leaves into healing potions. Ask about Mega Jump. You're blessed with Mega Jump punch. You jump much higher into the air, breaking blocks and injuring enemies to the front, back and upwards. So that's daggers. And hopefully I'm not wasting them all. I am. Oops. And let's see, Monk of Time. Total time spent 0 time. Total unlocked 0 and 5th. Activate this monk to reset your saved life. Interesting. Peace orbs grant XP and gold when picked up, but all peace orbs remain on a map or disappear if you kill an enemy. Each level purchases increased XP and gold from peace orbs. Interesting idea. Like the idea that you could play through a game like this. So you can teleport, and this, we don't know what that's gonna do. Yeah, the idea of running around in a game and teleporting. And my buttons are not what I thought they would be. Okay, that is Mega Jump. And I guess we know now how this is going to work. It'll take me probably a little while. Red Crystal Shard. You must complete the game once before you can activate the Red Crystal Shard for New Game Plus. And there's traits apparently you can unlock. Abilities. Traits. New weapons. Purchasing 20. So there's all kinds of things you can do. And down at the bottom it says pacifist, and I assume that that's going to go away eventually. So I've played a game somewhat similar to this called Rogue Legacy. It was a while ago, and before that I played a game that was less like that called Activate the Shrine and spend 5 coins to gain 1 maximum damage for the rest of the thing. Your goal in each level is simple. Survive the journey downwards when the portal gate will take you to the next level. However, it will be guaranteed guarded by a powerful guardian. So, pacifist coin. And we seem to have the mega jumps and all of that refilled. And now we're shielded and combat. To find an enemy, press the attack key to swing your weapon, hitting an enemy up front. You can change this key or toggle auto attack from the option menus. You can activate abilities and powers to defeat enemies. And have I lost my pacifist ability? It doesn't seem like this guy is gonna it doesn't seem like he's gonna stop attacking. So I've really gone from freeing somebody to now having unlocked a couple of what you might describe as violent lunatics. And apparently I can break the boxes. And there was a game I think it was called Downfall, but there's also a game called Downwell, so I could be wrong about that. I think it's Downfall. Interesting. We're back to the top, where you jump and you're just always falling. And I think we have auto attack on, which so much for your pacifist run. Because I am killing people without hitting the button. I haven't hit anything. That was the first time I ever even pressed the button. trying to get this key, and apparently you can mega jump a couple times. Interact with the wizard. So the wizard wants 3 green potions. We've already found one of them. So here's the problem I'm having with this. My mega jumps are gone. My people that are fighting for me are doing a fine job, but this doesn't really feel too much like a tight game. Like, it really doesn't feel like that. It feels much more like, let's do this. Just throw all of our daggers and we'll see if these things get refilled or not. Like, it just doesn't feel like tight controls. And even though I personally didn't really like Downfall, that's what I'm going to call the game, whether that's the real name or not, at the very least I could sense that there was some tightness here, where this is more just kind of some randomness. Like, I have no keys, and I don't think you're going to get a pacifist run to reset. And it seems like these are randomly generated sections. Clearly. How many coins do I have? I would need 100 coins to unlock this point, which I find that confusing because I'm not sure how this game really works. Alright, so we're dead. We have 65 coins. Not too bad. This does feel like Rogue Legacy. And this one has clones, so let's look at these two and see. Mana potions recharge all. Staff 50%. Bow arrows 9. I'm gonna take this guy. And apparently we can purchase something here, and we could buy an upgrade there, and we already know about daggers and clones. Create 3 clones of yourself with 1 HP. Clones move and jump randomly. And pacifist monk. And so if you spend 25 coins on that, that seems almost like a silly thing to do, honestly. Like, the concept makes sense, but the implementation doesn't. And I guess we didn't unlock anything, and I imagine we wouldn't have unlocked anything. I mean, this is very early days for a game that is clearly designed to have you play it multiple times. But Rogue Legacy was really built around the idea of not just of having incredibly tight control around your movements and avoiding things. Can't apparently interact with this. Sure. And my auto attack, I'm sure, is gone now. Yeah. There goes my pacifist run. Let's try our clone move and see what they do. They don't do much of anything. Shrine of Flame, Shrine of Flight. You pick up your arrows apparently, and if you don't pick them up, I think you lose them. Interesting. Shrine of Keys. This is a little too random for what you would want. I know rooms were different, but in Rogue Legacy, but you never were in a scenario where blocks were just randomly placed. There was a whole thought and logic behind it that just doesn't feel like it's here, and maybe I'm missing something. Let's see, how many of these can we use? Not that many. And if you just throw all your daggers at them, your goes gold. I have 6 arrows here. And here on the edge, there's a way to go right back up to the top, so why not? Why not just go right back to the top and start again? And it feels like you probably do want to have more of a completionist mentality for playing a game like this. Which certainly doesn't work greatly in this instance, because as I'm losing arrows, let's see if I can hit this guy this way. Nope. And clearly I have some kind of way of attacking more when I'm closer to things. Who is that guy? I have 4 arrows and a dagger. He seems to be stuck, however. So if I can just angle this in, for this demonic rogue. Level 1. Let's see, we did clones and daggers. We have arrows and slower movement for this character, Eagle Tier. Let's take this guy. Clones, arrows. Like, more of an upgrade that's going to be more expensive every time is probably good, and better pills is probably very helpful, and then more pacifist coins is probably very helpful. But we're about 20 minutes in this, and honestly, New Power Ice Age will buy that. And I imagine I've unlocked that for later. Let's see. Oops. Games options, auto attack off. I think that's a mistake, honestly. Did I not? No, auto attack is supposed to be off. So you've got a game that is buggy, that doesn't want to listen until later when you tell it to turn the auto attack off. And it doesn't really feel like you always have a choice. And when you do have these secondary options, and these secondary goals, let's see. I think that probably killed our pacifist. No, we're still good. Still good on the pacifist run. And swimming mechanic's not great. And the gold mechanic is fine. As soon as I free somebody, I think that... No, that doesn't kill the pacifist run for me either. So multiple times I can... just try to avoid these guys. Multiple times I can go up. And we're still pacifist, even as we are falling to our death / leveling up. We leveled up, and because we leveled up, we refilled our health. That killed the pacifist there, however. And when you're falling, you can hit, but this isn't kind of a pogo stick mechanic that you might expect from like the DuckTales game, where as you're falling, you land on enemies, or it's not something. What would be another example? Not something like Super Mario Brothers, where you're jumping on enemies' heads. Downfall, it was a lot more like that. This guy shouldn't actually take the health there, honestly. And every time I hit a flag, I set off an alarm. We need to test if the arrows come back when or they're collectible, or if not. It seems like the arrows are not collectible. Recharged. So can I do that and jump back? And the question is, do you want to go back to the top here? And how many times do you want to go back to the top here? Do you want to kill every single thing and try to go for a full, like, elimination of every single enemy? Man, these guys jump at some odd angles. Interesting, that splash of water. And see, I want to get to this guy because he's the guy that wanted me to get the puppies. And so because I brought him the puppies, we get 50 experience extra, which is totally cool. And I'm pretty sure I've killed everything in this area. You know, I don't really know. Half the life, twice the damage. Minions here are really savage. Half the life, twice the damage. And it seems like you start with no keys again. And I guess while you can go pacifist for a while, eventually you can't. Let's see, what does she want? Red roses. Like 3 red roses. And I was killed by spikes. And these guys just still seem like they're level 1. So we haven't fully been given the idea of what it's necessary to upgrade. I'm really iffy about this one, honestly. Like, all the other games, I've been able to make a decision and say whether I want to play this game or not. Honestly, let's see, reset saves. Activate this mark again to confirm you. Reset. No. I don't know why I would want to do that actually, yet. Let's see, the teleport shrines probably don't do anything helpful right now. Better potions. And have we found... We should have found one trait. Purchase any 5 unlocks to gain a crossbow. Purchase any 20 unlocks to get a pickaxe. We have 1 power of it. Ice Age. That's the one we purchased. So we would have to go through that 5 times before this unlocked. And if this unlocks, it probably gives us a new character. And there's DLCs that gives you more characters or more areas or more enemies or something for $5. So there's a lot of game here. I just don't think I like the controls. I think that's really what it just comes down to, is I don't like the controls on this. It's too floaty, and it's not the most unique and best way of doing this. While there may be all kinds of things later in the level, I'm not seeing it. Thinking about Rogue Legacy and just how many upgrades you could buy, maybe all of those same amount of upgrades are here and I'm just haven't seen them or unlocked them yet. But I'm also thinking about the different types of furniture you can break, the different types of enemies. We've seen some very repetitive numbers of enemies. We've seen very repetitive, just procedurally generated games. There was different sections, and like we do feel like there apparently is 8 levels before you finish a section. This feels kind of just like a cheaper 2D version of a ripoff of Rogue Legacy. And since I've had better, like, now we can buy necromancy, I'm not really, I don't see how I can play this, honestly. I don't see how I can like this. It's sometimes just a sad statement. Like, really nothing terrible about this game. It's a lot more playable than a lot of the other games I've played, but it has that element of being not as good as the thing it's trying to rip off. And since I've played the thing it's trying to rip off, like, I know I've had better. And see, it's even doing the Rogue Legacy thing of naming characters the second, the third, and there was a whole story element to that too. Here's Ice Age, so I guess we could try Ice Age really quickly here and see what its ability is. Let's see, Shrine of Health for 5 gold. You keep your gold, it seems. Alright. Ice Age. And that still counts as a pacifist move. And I don't know what the magic, what the element of magic actually does. And I assume if we see this, she's always gonna want roses. So restoration. That breaks my pacifist run when I start using this ability. Honestly, this would be just a dull series to play for YouTube. Like, Rogue Legacy, arguably very repetitive and dull too, but this would be even worse. Like, maybe if I ever had free time, here's where I make a promise that will never happen. Maybe I would play something like this just for my own personal use, and entertainment, but as far as actually covering it, it's gonna be more of this. Like, that's kind of all you're gonna need to know, and that's kind of all you're gonna get, is just more of this. You'll unlock abilities, you'll do everything you saw in Rogue Legacy, except for it will be this flat, square, Minecraft almost rip-off style, falling down. This style really adds nothing to the game, gameplay at all. If you were gonna go for a 2D platformer like this, which, okay, maybe that would work. Why fall downward? Why do that? Alright, let's see if we can find something that will kill us rather quickly. I'm just gonna make a mad dash. Apparently there's fire you can now get hurt on, or no you can't. Oh yes you can. Okay, good. So fire can kill you. Let's see. And I hate when they say save and exit, but I'm gonna save and exit. Alright, because I never know. Clearly there's a multiplayer for split screen, local network, but no real multiplayer as far as online. And so if we were gonna do Halloween drop heroes now, what does this really change? Not much of anything. It's just there's now some kind of pointless elements hidden around the game. pacifist orbs. Like, this actually makes the game a lot worse to play with this extra Halloween element. Like, somebody spent some time on this, and because they spent time on it, they could have been spending time on other things. Like, the coins are now candy corn. There are so many elements now. The enemies are slightly different. Or at least some of them are. Or at least I think some of them are different enemies. But maybe they're not different enemies. They're just the same enemies with different skins. No, because there's candy now that's giving you 1 HP. And that wasn't around. So this really is just a totally different game now. Auto attack is back on, by the way. Or at least it feels like it is. Let's get next to something and see. Golden shift purchase. And the thing I never really covered about Rogue Legacy is that there was a whole new game plus of Rogue Legacy that was really, really hard, where I could have played it for twice as long as I did, and I really had no reason to do that. But if I wanted a better experience similar to this, if I wanted more Rogue Legacy, there's actually plenty of Rogue Legacy still to play. The main enemy is the same. And see, you seem to kill things and then turn them into your zombie followers now in the Halloween version. I guess fair enough. It probably makes the game different. I would much prefer to play this as a horizontal platformer, though. If you're gonna do this, like, if you're just gonna give me a game like that. And I guess that's where they potentially were trying not to get sued for copyright infringement, is by not making the game 100% similar. So instead of Rogue Legacy, which was a horizontal platformer for the most part, they've made a vertical platformer. And let's see, is there really much of anything else that they've changed? The art style is unique, it's not just stolen art, but honestly, I think they would have really hoped people hadn't heard of Rogue Legacy who have purchased this game, because that's the only way I think anybody can play this and enjoy it, is to not have that comparison. Kind of like if somebody made a Super Mario Brothers ripoff and some young kid today played that ripoff, they may think, oh yeah, Wonder Boy is way better than Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers ripped off Wonder Boy, and like, I don't know, not really. But yep. I'm gonna leave it at that. Slightly buggy game, but it didn't crash or anything in the middle of gameplay, so you could probably overlook the bugginess as you play, Multiplayer is a nice feature, although kind of a pointless feature. I think I want to go see what that would even be. Like, it's just somebody else would have to hit a button on something, and nope, now I'm stuck. So 2 controllers would be necessary for that. But it is in the name, Vertical Drop Heroes. The HD is slightly false advertising. I mean, maybe the resolution of the game is in HD, but this wouldn't be high definition graphics by my argument, because they're aping a 16-bit flat style, and when I think high definition, I'm thinking a 3D environment that looks photorealistic, or at least CGI realistic. Now, this one gave me more trouble than any of the other games so far, but no, I'm not going to play Vertical Drop Heroes. That commitment of not paying any money certainly helps a lot on that decision, but Rogue Legacy really pushes it over the edge. Go check out my series of Rogue Legacy, because it's just better. In my nostalgic memory of it, it's better in every way. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.